with Kelly Jackson.
I know.
And our dear friend Rene Knott. Rene, good morning. Where are you down in Memphis?
Good morning. Right now I'm back at my hotel, though, downtown, simply because it's too cold out there. Festivities just about to get started. It's at our bomb suites and things like that. Saw Tom Brokaw. It is time to commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King, 50 years after his passing. It is going to be a tremendous day down here. I'm so pumped, if you can't tell.
Set the scene for us. What's the energy like down there, and what's the plan for today?
I'll take you back to yesterday. It was just incredible to be around yesterday because you saw groups of people, families as well as just friends, union workers, who wanted to unite to be a part of this day. And there was such an energy because at first you thought, well, it's going to be a sorrowful occasion because it is about someone's passing. But in many ways, it's about a celebration of his life and his legacy. That is what I started to take away from the people I met. And so many of them wanted to make sure that the younger generation had a better understanding of Dr. King's teachings because they feel like right now in our times today, we could really use those words to motivate people to make change and to just, be active, to start doing things and to make this a better place. It is just incredible. And this morning, as I've been doing my live shots, it's freezing, of course. Mm-hmm. But then as the sun started to come up, more and more activity started to take place. And I think at that time, it woke up for me that, wow, this isn't just like any other day. This is something that you'll never, ever forget because of what it means, not just for the people here, but for me in my own personal profession and getting to where I am today. So much of what I did was based upon the things that Dr. King said, the things that I truly believed in.
Yeah. I was listening to Al Sharpton somewhere the last 24 hours or so, and he said something really interesting. He said that he was 13 years old when Martin Luther King was shot 50 years ago today, and that at the time he was being vilified by the right because he was anti-Vietnam War, but also vilified by the left because of his nonviolent protesting philosophy. In fact, the NAACP was very critical of Dr. Martin Luther King.
I watched the documentary, I don't know if you saw it or not, the other day on HBO. It was interesting to see the different parts of the country and how he was perceived. He tried to go out to Los Angeles to unite people out there, and it was a different type of racism, a different type of situation they were facing. The same thing happened to him when he went to Chicago. And I think what people started to see as you started to get late into the 60s was that they felt like nonviolence wasn't doing enough, that it was time to stop turning the other cheek and to fight fire with fire, an eye for an eye. But he stood against that. He stood true to his values that nonviolence was the way and that eventually people would break down their violent side and come to the table and negotiate and talk to you. And I think that over the course of time, I think you saw how that played out because even today, when there are violent acts around the protests that we see, you lose the idea of what the protest is all about, what the demonstration really means, because the message gets lost. And I think you go back to that nonviolence approach, the message stays because that is all you're presenting. You're not trying to put up any other fronts.
It's hard to believe. I think, growing up, I thought of Martin Luther King as such, almost not human. Because,
right, mythical.
Right, kind of mythical. And he was only 39, and I think
know.
all of us, the three of us are, past that age. So it's hard to believe that he did so much in his short life. Do you have any idea what his children are going to be doing today?
They will be speaking as well. They spoke last night to a crowd of about 3,000. Oh, my goodness. The words were so powerful that they used. You saw a lot of their dad in the messages that they were giving and the way they delivered the messages. But there will be a couple of marches today as they march over to the Lorraine Motel for today's ceremony. They will be among the host of speakers there. I think it's going to be a very motivating afternoon, a day of reflection as well. But I'm looking forward to hearing what everyone has to say and how they present their message in today's environment and whether or not they try to advance it or try to take us back. Because I do think if you take us back, it will indeed bring us forward. Because those words that he spoke back then, man, I mean, you play any of those speeches today and you go, it can apply right here, right now. Mm-hmm. Even if you go back to the mountaintop speech, his last speech that he made here before his assassination, even in that speech, he talked about the rights that we have to have free speech and to protest and to demonstrate And once again, in today's environment, we're facing that same backlash for people trying to do those things.
Yeah. Rene, so all the coverage on Channel 5, anything special we should look forward to today?
Well, you're going to see a warmer me by the time I show up at 4 o'clock this afternoon, I'll tell you that much. We'll be on air and online doing some Facebook Live as well as our other social media platforms. And then later today, we're going to try to bring you as much of this as we possibly can to not just tell you what happened, but sort of bring you here so that you can experience it firsthand through our eyes as well as through the eyes of people that we're going to meet and talk to.
Rene Knott, you're always welcome here. Good to hear your voice, and I will talk to you soon.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thanks,
I appreciate
Rene.
it. Have a good one.
You got it.
too.
Rene Knott with Channel 5 down in Memphis covering all the festivities, and we'll see it later.